Most people breathe to survive. But what if you could breathe to awaken? Beneath the rhythm of your inhale and exhale lies a long-forgotten power, an ancient force once used by sages, monks, and mystics to access divine energy. In this video, you'll uncover a breathing method that does more than fill your lungs. It unlocks the hidden energy that awakens the power within your soul. And yes, it still works today. From the moment we are born, we breathe without thinking. It is automatic, involuntary, and easily ignored. But here's the truth. The way you breathe shapes how you think, feel, and exist. Modern society treats breathing as a background function, just a means of survival. But what if this unconscious habit is the real reason so many people feel anxious, fatigued, and ungrounded? According to the American Institute of Stress, more than 77% of people regularly experience physical symptoms of stress, and shallow chest breathing is a major contributor. When you breathe rapidly and without awareness, you activate your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. Your body prepares for danger, even when there is none. Your heart races, your muscles tighten, cortisol floods your bloodstream. Over time, this leads to chronic stress and emotional dysregulation. But this is not just biology. It is also a form of spiritual amnesia. The ancient philosopher Lao Tzu once wrote, "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." Yet how can the mind be still if the breath is in chaos? When we lose touch with the rhythm of our breath, we lose touch with the rhythm of life itself. Breathing is not just survival. It is communication between your inner and outer world. It is how you regulate your energy, your awareness, and even your destiny. What most people call normal breathing is, in truth, a silent saboteur, keeping them trapped in cycles of reactivity and disconnection. The good news? You can change this simply by changing how you breathe. You begin to reclaim your inner balance. You shift from reaction to intention, from autopilot to presence. It all starts with a single breath, one that you take consciously. In the next part, we will explore how ancient civilizations understood this secret, and why their wisdom may hold the missing key to your path toward energetic mastery. Long before modern science tried to explain the breath, ancient cultures had already discovered its power. In the sacred texts of India, breath was known as prana, the life force that animates all living beings. In China, it was qi, the invisible energy that flows through every organ and meridian. The Egyptians spoke of the breath of life, given by the gods at birth, taken away at death. This was no poetic metaphor, it was lived truth. Breath was not just air, it was spirit, it was energy. It was the thread that connected the human and the divine. The Rig Veda, one of the oldest known scriptures, describes breath as the sustaining force of the cosmos. Taoist masters taught that to control the breath was to control the body, the mind, and ultimately reality itself. Tibetan monks developed intricate breathing techniques to expand consciousness and generate internal heat. Even the Bible speaks of breath as the breath of God. The divine spark breathed into Adam, so how did we forget? How did something once considered sacred become so neglected? One answer: distraction. In our pursuit of progress, we turned outward to machines, noise, and screens, and forgot to turn inward. As author and philosopher Alan Watts wrote, we seldom realize, for example, that our most private thoughts and emotions are not actually our own. For we think in terms of languages and images which we did not invent. In forgetting breath, we forgot the body's first language, the one that existed before words. Breath is the original prayer, a silent communion with life itself. When you inhale with awareness, you are not merely taking in oxygen, you are receiving energy. When you exhale with intention, you release resistance. What if breath is not just a function, but a forgotten ceremony? A ritual that reconnects you to the original blueprint of your being. As we move forward, remember this: the ancients didn't just breathe to live, they breathed to remember. And in the next section, we'll explore how modern science is now beginning to catch up, revealing how your breath can quite literally rewire your brain and emotional state. What the ancients practiced in temples and on mountaintops, modern science is now beginning to explain in laboratories. Breath doesn't just move air, it moves chemistry, neurology, and perception. According to research from Stanford University and the Journal of Neurophysiology, slow, deep breathing activates the vagus nerve, which regulates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural relaxation response. When this system is activated, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and stress hormones like cortisol begin to decrease. At the same time, levels of serotonin and GABA, neurotransmitters linked to calm and emotional balance, begin to rise. This is not spirituality versus science. This is the moment they converge. Breath becomes the bridge between your biology and your beliefs. In fact, a groundbreaking study by Dr. Richard Brown, Associate Professor of Psychiatry at Columbia University, demonstrated that controlled breathing can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety, PTSD, and depression. Brown states breath is medicine. It has the power to regulate, to balance, and to heal. Consider this: when you are stressed, your breath shortens. But the reverse is also true. When you shorten your breath, you reinforce stress. It's a feedback loop, and like any loop, it can be broken. The moment you extend your exhale, you begin to send a different signal to your brain, a signal that says, I am safe, I'm present, I'm in control. Neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford also emphasizes breath as a powerful tool for shifting your state. His lab confirms that a simple protocol, the physiological sigh, a double inhale followed by a long exhale, can reduce stress levels almost instantly. So why aren't we taught this? Why isn't every school, every workplace, every hospital teaching the most accessible tool we all possess? Maybe because it's too simple. Maybe because the power has always been in your hands. The ancients intuited what science is now proving. Breath is the original technology, a tool to transform mind and matter. And in the next part, you'll learn how to wield this tool through a method that has been kept hidden for centuries. The breath of inner fire, deep in the snowy monasteries of Tibet. Monks practiced a form of breathwork so powerful it could generate heat from within. It was called tamo, meaning inner fire, not metaphorical fire, but actual warmth radiating from the core of the body, allowing them to meditate in freezing cold for hours, even days. In a study published by Harvard Medical School in 2002, researchers observed tamo practitioners increasing their core temperature by as much as 17 degrees Fahrenheit through specific breathing and visualization techniques. This is not myth. It is measurable. It is real. Tamo is both a spiritual and physiological activation, a merging of breath, mind, and energy. Here's how it works. First, posture. Sit upright in a stable position, preferably in lotus or cross-legged. Close your eyes and relax the body while keeping your awareness sharp. Second, visualization. Picture a small flame at your navel. With every inhale, see this flame grow stronger. With every breath hold, feel it rise upward through your spine. With every exhale, let it radiate heat throughout your entire being. Third, the breath itself. Inhale deeply through your nose, expanding the lower belly. Hold the breath gently while lightly contracting the pelvic floor, as if containing the energy. Exhale slowly through the mouth, feeling the warmth circulate within. This is not forced hyperventilation. It is rhythmic, grounded, and intentional. Repeat for 5 to 15 minutes, honoring your body's natural limits. As you continue, you may feel tingling, warmth, or even emotional release. Some report a stillness of mind so profound it resembles deep meditation. What's occurring inside is a form of neuroenergetic alchemy. According to neuroscientist Herbert Benson, tamo activates the body's relaxation response, while simultaneously increasing metabolic heat, a rare dual effect in natural practices. It enhances blood flow, improves oxygen uptake, and opens the door to elevated states of consciousness. This is why Tibetan monks saw tamo not just as a technique, but as a path to mastery, a way to conquer both external conditions and inner emotions. Tamo trains the nervous system to remain centered in chaos. to build fire without fear, and to feel power from within. And you don't need to be a monk to begin. Even a few rounds a day can awaken this dormant force inside you. With practice, this inner fire becomes more than heat. It becomes clarity, focus, presence, energy. This is not about escape. It is about embodiment. Breathing not to disconnect, but to fully arrive. And in the next part, we take this awakening even further. We'll explore how to direct this awakened energy toward transformation, using breath, visualization, and intention to reshape the way you live. Once the inner fire is awakened, the next step is learning how to guide it. Just like water follows a riverbed, energy follows direction. And the breath is the tool that carves the path. The ancients didn't breathe just for survival or warmth. They used breath to shape reality, to alter how they felt, how they perceived, and how they moved through the world. And you can too. One of the most powerful ways to direct breath energy is through visualization. According to a study published in Frontiers in Psychology, the brain responds to imagined experiences almost the same way it does to real ones. When you visualize energy moving through your body as you breathe, your nervous system responds as if it is truly happening. This is the essence of embodiment. Try this as you inhale. Imagine golden light entering your body, vibrant, radiant, full of life. As you hold the breath, see this energy expanding, awakening dormant parts of you, fueling your heart, your gut, your intuition. As you exhale, visualize tension dissolving like smoke rising from a fire, leaving your body light and clear. You can also assign colors to different intentions: gold for strength, blue for calm, white for clarity, red for courage. These are not random. According to chromotherapy research and the work of Carl Jung, color influences the subconscious mind, triggering archetypes, associations, and emotional responses. Combine this with breath, and you create an inner language of transformation. But it doesn't stop there. Add intention. Speak inwardly as you breathe. Whisper silently, "I am safe. I am powerful. I release what no longer serves me." Affirmations like these activate neural pathways associated with confidence, safety, and peace, a phenomenon supported by neuroplasticity. Research from Harvard and UCLA. Now take it deeper. Direct your breath into specific areas of your body, into your heart for compassion, into your gut for confidence, into your throat for truth. As author and somatic therapist Resmaa Menakem writes, "The body always remembers, but it also holds the key to healing. What you feel, you can change. What you imagine, you can embody. What you breathe into, you can liberate." Breath is not just a biological process. It is a spiritual technology, and when combined with visualization and intention, it becomes a blueprint for who you are becoming. In the next section, we'll show you how to bring this practice into everyday life, so it becomes not just a technique, but a way of being. The true power of breath isn't found in rare rituals or mountaintop meditations. It's found in the ordinary, in the quiet pauses between tasks, between thoughts, between the noise of living. Conscious breathing is not something to do, it is something to be. And to fully embody it, you must weave it into the fabric of your daily rhythm. Start with waking. Before reaching for your phone or starting your day, place a hand over your heart and take 3 deep breaths. This centers your energy and sets the tone for presence. In the shower, breathe as the water falls. Imagine it cleansing not just your skin, but your thoughts. While eating, breathe slowly before the first bite. It prepares your digestive system and invokes gratitude. Before sleep, practice rhythmic breathing. It shifts your nervous system into deep rest and improves sleep quality, as shown by research from the National Sleep Foundation and Harvard Medical School. Use triggers. Every time you open a door, drink water, hear your name, take 1 conscious breath. These micro moments reprogram the mind to seek stillness within movement. Neuroscience calls this habit stacking, linking new behaviors to existing ones, creating effortless consistency. As James Clear wrote in Atomic Habits, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Breathing is your system, your anchor. It brings you back to now. intense conversations. Extend your exhale. In joyful moments, breathe into your heart. In confusion, breathe into your belly. In silence, breathe and listen. Over time, this becomes second nature. Not a technique you remember, but a presence you return to. Somatic coach Stacey K. Haynes describes this as reclaiming the body as a place of safety and agency. When you breathe consciously, you remember that this moment, however ordinary, is sacred. And in a world obsessed with more, breath brings you home. You begin to see that spirituality isn't far away. It lives in the pause between your inhale and your exhale. In the final part, we return to that pause, the choice, the invitation to never breathe the same way again. You've learned the science, the wisdom, and the sacred practices, but now it all comes down to this moment, this breath. You can return to autopilot, or you can choose to awaken, to breathe with purpose, with presence, with power. The hidden energy has always been inside you. The next breath is yours to claim. If this awakens something within you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mystica Nexus. New content is on its way, created to help you remember who you truly are.